Random Facts Week for your knowledge. The mantis shrimp has one of the most complex visual systems discovered, capable of seeing both polarized light and multispectral images. They have 12 to 16 types of photoreceptor cells. There's an area in the Pacific Ocean where few earthquakes occur, known as the Darwin Rise, which challenges previous notions about plate tectonics and continental formation. Zugzwang is a term in chess where a player is put at a disadvantage because they must make a move when they would prefer to pass and not move. The Paris Agreement's goal is to limit global warming to well below 2, preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius, compared to pre-industrial levels. Victor Hugo wrote, "The Hunchback of Notre Dame," to raise awareness about the value of Gothic architecture, which was being neglected and often destroyed in favor of new buildings. The sword-billed hummingbird is the only bird with a bill longer than its body, excluding the tail. It's adapted to feed on flowers with long corollas. Cryptobiosis is a state in which tiny tardigrades and some other organisms can survive by halting their metabolism in extreme environments. The Great Green Wall is an initiative to combat desertification in the Sahel region of Africa by planting a 4,750-mile or 7,600-kilometer belt of trees across the continent. Jupiter's moon. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system and is larger than the planet Mercury. The Mosquito Coast is named not after the insect, but from the Miskito, the indigenous people of the region in Central America. There's a phenomenon called forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku in Japan, where being in the presence of trees and nature is believed to have therapeutic effects. Pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is over 1,000 times greater than that at sea level, equivalent to having about 50 jumbo jets piled on top of you. Trees in a forest can communicate and share nutrients through a network of underground fungi known as the Wood Wide Web. The world's oldest known board game is Senet, which was played in ancient Egypt around 5,000 years ago. The Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 is one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history, infecting an estimated 1/3 of the world's population and killing between 20 and 50 million people. Benford's law, also known as the first digit law, describes the frequency distribution of the first digits in many real-life sets of numerical data where the number 1 appears more often as the leading digit. A group of cats is called a clouder. Dodo, an extinct flightless bird, was native to the island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. Synthetic biology aims to redesign existing natural biological systems for useful purposes and construct new parts, devices, and biological systems not found in the natural world. Venus rotates so slowly on its axis that a single day is longer than a Venusian year. The term lunatic originates from the Latin word for moon, luna, because it was once believed that changes in mental health were related to lunar cycles. Adult humans have fewer bones than a newborn baby due to the fusion of certain bones as we grow, reducing the count from about 270 to 206. There is a species of fish, the lungfish, which can live out of water for several years by breathing air and going into a state of estivation in mud. The International Space Station ISS is the most expensive object ever constructed, with costs estimated over $150 billion. Sloths are capable of holding their breath for up to 40 minutes underwater, which is longer than dolphins. Before becoming famous for his theory of relativity, Albert Einstein worked as a patent clerk. In ancient Rome, purple clothing was a symbol of nobility and power, reserved for emperors and senators due to the rarity and cost of purple dye. The first country to allow women the right to vote was New Zealand in 1893. Shakespeare's works contain the first recorded uses of over 1,700 English words, including assassination and eyeball. The concept of zero as a number was first used in India around the 5th century. Dragon's blood, a bright red resin that was once thought to be the blood of dragons, is actually harvested from certain species of trees and plants. Coffee is the world's second most traded commodity, after crude oil. The only mammal capable of flight is the bat. Other animals, like flying squirrels, can only glide. The Andean condor, one of the world's largest flying birds, can soar for over 100 miles without flapping its wings. The Sargasso Sea is the only sea without a land boundary, defined by ocean currents on all sides in the North Atlantic. Caffeine withdrawal was classified as a mental disorder in the DSM-5, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, in 2013. Beethoven continued to compose music even after he became completely deaf. There are more life forms living on your skin than there are people on the planet. Antarctica is the only continent without a time zone. It uses the time zone of whichever country owns the research station. The human body contains enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. Jellyfish are 95% water, and some species are virtually invisible. The age of the universe is estimated to be about 13.8 billion years, based on the observation of cosmic microwave background radiation. Mount Everest grows about 4 millimeters higher each year due to tectonic movements. The world's largest desert is not the Sahara, but Antarctica, which is considered a desert because of its low humidity and scant precipitation. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered between 1947 and 1956, include texts written over 2,000 years ago. Like and subscribe for more random facts. What was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video. Have a nice week.